Hey guys, I'm back. Sephora or Selfish Vinny or whatever name I used back in the COVID days. I'm sure the OGs do remember me and my Gacha Life videos. For those questioning my entire existence in YouTube, I'll make a video on it. I'll explain everything and you know, just give me time. It's been a while since I've posted on here, and I was thinking about exploring content I haven't really looked into. So lately, I've been going back to my old YouTube addiction, and while I am for sure binge watching Gory Kenshin videos at 12 a.m., I also came across some really interesting videos about content creators and their downfall. So you know what I'm talking about. Brent Rivera, James Charles, SSS Sniper Wolf or whatever her name is. After some time of looking into this content, I started noticing that my recommended page became a rabbit hole of videos that not only discuss these problematic content creators, but potential felons who would create disturbing content, disguising them as child-friendly and posting them on the internet. At first, I haven't noticed the strange connection between these incidents, but eventually I started to wonder, why isn't YouTube doing anything about this? You see, YouTube is a widely known platform, and given that it allows you to create content, millions of people began to use it as a way of being creative. Many content creators have been able to gain popularity from their audience, and some have even converted this all-time hobby to a lifetime career. However, there are a large number of content creators who showed their true colors in ways we can't even imagine. Some disguise themselves as respectful individuals who do no wrong, when really they've been abusive, disrespectful, and even threatening. Despite the years of conflict between YouTubers and the dangers that their content inflicted on their mostly young audience, many of these incidents were ignored by YouTube itself. It even came to a point where smaller channels who addressed these issues were either demonetized or had their own videos taken down. Today, we are going to cover a lot of YouTube's plethora of content creator beef, algorithm issues, upon all other things, and what role the platform's owners play in these incidents. Before we start, I'd like to give credit to those who inspired me to make this video happen. My sources will be in the description below with the authors' names. Alright, let's begin. The rise of content creation on YouTube in the 2010s paved the way for people to create unique and inspiring experiences on social media. Numerous talented individuals have gone out of their way to produce videos that would later make remarkable memories on the infamous platform. This wasn't the same case for many YouTubers though, as many popular content creators have been involved in severe controversies that YouTube failed to hold them accountable for. Brent Rivera, famous for his lack of originality in his YouTube content and for having a conflict with another YouTuber, attempted to silence smaller creators who called him out on his act by abusing copyright claims. In doing so, some of these channels had their videos demonetized. This infuriated said creators and caused further damage to Rivera's career, as he was not a likable person from the beginning. Although the claims remained anonymous, it was clear those reports were made by Rivera, but YouTube never looked into it. As many of you know, copyright claim abuse is a well-known violation that could significantly impact your channel as a whole. To this date, Rivera gets millions of views for his content despite the backlash that he received. But this controversy was nothing compared to the scandal that occurred 2 years ago. Colleen Ballinger, a comedian and YouTuber who makes content for a prominently young audience, was accused of grooming and exploiting her fanbase. The only action YouTube ever took on this situation, though, was to demonetize her, but this would only occur if she stopped posting for months, something that she hasn't done since the incident. There are many other cases I could mention, like when SS Sniper Wolf doxed another YouTuber's home, where, of course, YouTube minimized the issue to a mutual conflict, or the alleged grooming accusations James Charles admitted to. However, there's only so much one could cover in a 20-minute video. These incidents show the lack of responsibility YouTube takes, and not only sends a negative message that popularity outweighs accountability, but also paints them as a pretty hypocritical platform. Instead of going by their community guidelines, they're sweeping them under the rug, and this was something that hurt their image tremendously over the past decade. The neglect of these problems doesn't stop with content creators and their obscenities. Trust me, it gets worse. Although YouTube affirms to have strict guidelines against inappropriate content, There have been frequent cases where harmful or exploitative videos, disguised as kid-friendly, would stay up for far too long, gaining thousands, if not millions of views before any of them get taken down, if any are even taken down in the first place. Just like the topic of YouTubers, the developers of this app often turn a blind eye to this predatory behavior until the general public pressures them to respond to these violations. The platform not only attracted adults to viewing and creating, but it has also caught the attention of parents who do whatever they can to tame their kids. With the existence of YouTube, parents have been able to use it as a way to keep their children entertained while they run errands or do their daily chores. Here's where it gets pretty complicated. Even though it was a good way for kids to be educated through cartoons and other fun material to watch, sometimes there were videos that, although seeming kid-friendly, it was actually the opposite. For instance, ElsaGate is a very popular form of farming content that rose in late 2017, where people roleplayed as famous characters from TV shows, movies, and video games. I know, sounds a little unoriginal. I will have to admit, even I have come across these videos myself, but at first glance, they look pretty harmless. It's usually thumbnails of Elsa from the movie Frozen, superhero Spider-Man, and famous villain Joker, as well as other popular characters that have shocking faces, expressions, bright colored backgrounds, strange titles, all of the above. But something I didn't realize was how dark and often disgusting these videos were in actuality. More often than not, ElsaGate was a bunch of content where the female characters portrayed were pregnant or heavily sexualized. A lot of the male characters would touch them inappropriately. A lot of the female characters, again, were mostly like pregnant, and it almost seemed pretty fetishizing. And I feel like nobody took note of this. I mean, we were kids, and even if our parents were to check, the moment they saw silly characters with dramatic body language and fun background music, they overlooked it as well. Some of the ElsaGate videos date back to 2012, meaning that this content went on for more than 5 years without YouTube stepping up to stop it. It wasn't until there were hundreds and thousands of reports coming from angry parents that realized this kid's content wasn't as innocent as it seemed. The issue was even brought to light by the news, to which YouTube responded saying they'd take the videos down and prevent them from reappearing. Despite the attempts of making ElsaGate disappear, it wouldn't be the end of this terrifying flood of content farming. Lately, with the advancement of artificial intelligence, also known as AI, people have begun to generate disturbing videos that include violence and even sexual content of cats. Others would mimic channels of well-known Minecraft YouTubers such as AFMAO to post content with characters who had voluptuous body parts, such as the chest or the behind, or scenes of characters who got aggressive towards one another. As a result, kids would usually mistake these channels for their favorite YouTubers, and in reality, it was predators who pretended to be said content creators. Just like that, the YouTube algorithm would rapidly increase with more and more videos of this kind, to the point where it even spread on YouTube Kids. Less popular channels often address this problem in their videos, calling out how unnerving this content really was, but YouTube would often demonetize or take the videos down for violating community guidelines, despite the censoring and everything. This demonstrates how irresponsible the YouTube platform could become, creating a system where harmful videos slip through the cracks, while individuals who aim to spread light of the situation are unfairly punished. As a result, it's a major flaw that YouTube unknowingly exposed and is rightfully criticized for up till now. All of these catastrophes and all of these incidents later ruined several factors that made YouTube great. But why? What happened to YouTube? And why is it that developers continue to sweep things under the rug? My own theory is it's most likely the money. Most of the channels I named, if not all, made so much money off making unoriginal or dangerous content that brought the attention of most of our population worldwide. With this in mind, we can rightfully assume that YouTube receives the greatest benefits, as without the popularity of these content creators, the platform wouldn't even exist to begin with. Regardless of what I may believe though, the cause for YouTube's behavior is unknown, and there are only speculations on the matter. While I do think parents are equally at fault for not supervising their kids enough, certain aspects seem easily avoidable if YouTube puts in some effort. YouTube's incessant failure to enforce its policies created a pretty harmful space where toxicity and danger are frequently dismissed. From influential creators facing heinous allegations to predators who make every attempt possible to expose ill-suited videos to children, and yet they still gain a profit from them, making the platform unsafe. I am pretty disappointed with this, as I was a victim of said content, and seeing how much it has affected me and my friends who have gone through the same thing is kind of sad. Hopefully, there are others like me and the people I've given credit to who will spread awareness on this. Not just for the public to know, but also for YouTube to improve as a platform and create a safer space for its global audience. These are my rubric questions. You guys can skip this one if you'd like. How did I choose my topic? That is shown in my introduction. What did I learn from my research? My research helped me learn that social media is a powerful tool that is capable of providing positive visuals or negative ones. The most prominent tool being YouTube, as it has shown how influential a lot of its media has been for good and bad reasons. How did I apply my research knowledge to create my product? Simply by providing the same information I learned to educate others and provide food for thought about this large media platform. What did I learn from completing this project, and how did I grow as a person? Definitely that timing is key. I haven't made videos in like 5 years, so editing took a lot longer than expected, and it was my first time creating a script for this video, so it definitely taught me a harsh lesson to manage my time wisely. As for my overarching question, how does a study of the humanities help me to better understand myself and my place in the contemporary world? Well, implementing that question into this topic, it definitely helps show how much technology has influenced us humans, and I feel like this study of YouTube, a massive platform, helps us understand how negatively impactful certain media can be towards us, and also how weak we can be as humans to fall for this kind of media. I think that overall, being able to study this type of topic, such a delicate topic in fact, will help us create stronger methods not only to avoid this type of content that is being displayed by predators and toxic people, but for us to display better alternatives of content that will influence not only us, but children of other generations as well. Alright guys, so that was the end of the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Please hit the like button and subscribe for more. Thank you.